Hello again. Welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm back again with another video. Thank you guys for liking, for subscribing on my YouTube channel. So if you feel like my content is for you, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. And if you are new, welcome back. Welcome on my YouTube channel. So I'm actually back again with, as I said, with another video. So I'm actually gonna talk about age restriction. I'm not gonna talk about the age restriction that you get of on social networks and certain website that you're not allowed because you're not older than 18. Or I'm not gonna talk about that age restriction because this is not about that. And I'm also not going to talk about age restriction around TV because obviously there's some program that people in a certain age that they can watch, especially young ones. That's why there's always going to be age restriction. But I'm not going to talk about those age restriction that is mostly used on TV, social networks, probably even a website, as well internet, as well as any kind of area that is I'm talk about age restriction as something that a lot of us as a society, because society is us, I'm part of a society. So when we're speaking of society, because now we make society as something that is so nasty, whatsoever, but yes, it can come off as nasty, but society is created by us, by our own mentality, by our own stupidity, by our own way of confirming. Because a lot of people who actually favor society opinion are people who actually confirming. So it's up to us that we actually break free from that confirming, break free from the way we are programmed to believe that we were supposed to live our life, we're supposed to follow through with whatever that was given in whatever manner. For example, when we are growing up, you are being told that you need to start school young, probably 4, 5, the perfect age to start school, 4, 5, 6, and then after that you have to go to university, high school when you're done primary, and then high school, and then university. But you constantly hear people telling you that you are supposed to go to university at as early as 17, 18, 19. What about those people that didn't get money to go to university at that specific time? What about people who actually had to remain behind because they didn't pass their grade? So I'm talking about all those kind of mentality, because at the end of the day, society is us. I am part of a society. I add value whether I'm aware or I'm not aware. So society, it's something that is, as I said, is created to make us stupid, to make us not being able to actually not being able to be our own self. So society is something that is actually created to actually strip us away from who we are. And it's up to us, as I said, it's our stupidity, it's our way of confirming, because at the end of the day we all want to belong. So a lot of people, that's why you find a lot of people going very well or following through with society standards, society way of living, is because they're still in that mentality, they are still in that toxic way of thinking, that they're still not aware of who they are. So they're not done the inner work that they are supposed to do in order for them to break free from it. So society standard, it's something that is, it's more like you are breaking free from it. It's a cycle that you are supposed to break free from it. There are those individuals who are lucky to break free from any kind of nonsense. That is how do you know something is nonsense? It's because whenever you're trying to align yourself with them, with it, or with them, it doesn't feel right. It feels off. So you, as I said, the only way to live a fruitful life, the life that is authentic to you, it's when we follow our gut feeling. So age restriction is something that is created by society, that you can't have a baby at 18, you can't have a baby at 21, you can't have a baby at 22, you can't have a baby as a female. And it goes to the point that as a woman, I always question how society it was, because honestly, it's a good sign when you actually questioning a lot of things that society make us to agree with. So whenever you are someone who's spiritual free, someone who constantly allowing themselves to evolve, because we're all spiritual being. When we're actually spiritual being, what does that mean? Being a spiritual person, that means you need to emotionally, mentally, spiritual, sexually, as well as financially evolve. You're constantly evolving. So as well, spiritual people, it's up to us to actually invest in us, invest in our own personal development, in order for us to break free from those restrictions that has been created by society, by people who are not willing to grow. So they make us to restrict us in order for them to not feel guilty for not growing. So whenever you're coming across people it's sometimes you meet people who actually are not evolving at all. You meet people who actually are evolving, but at that time they are still in their, are not aware of their toxicity, so they're going around projecting that on others. So you hear because I actually have a debate with someone who's actually, I don't know whether she was, or she was telling me the truth or not. So we were actually debating up, it's an example, so we were actually debating about the fact that she was talking about the benefit of giving birth early, and I was also talking, for me, my opinion was that excuse, there's, I don't believe there's actually a great age to get pregnant. Whenever you feel ready to be pregnant, you will be ready to get pregnant, even if it's a mistake. You know that some people, they can feel it, that you know what, as much as they are pregnant, they got pregnant young, they can take care of their own babies or whatsoever. So we were debating about that. She was telling me that the perfect age to get pregnant, it's 19 to 30. And I was like, what? And I was like, why do you think of that? So she actually put up because as I said, she's in a medicine. She came up with same some point, and then I was like, you know what, let me just do some certain research as myself to see that what your point are not valid to people who actually 30, 40, 50 who are actually giving birth. And then I was like, you know what, you see, we ended up having a same, like, her way. I told her that, you know what, you are actually restricting women. You are agreeing, you are confirming in a way society think. You are confirm, you are just a confirmer. You are a confirmer. You confirming in whatever way that society taught you to live, and you having this mentality that because you're doing medical and you think people are actually stupid when they're creating their own family at 30. And I was like, you know what, I know women who gave birth early as 19, but who had serious problems. Some of them, they had to abort their baby because, yeah, whatever placenta, it was placed in the wrong, it was not in oh gosh, I forgot the terms of the biological terms, but like the point that she mentioned, that why women should not give birth at 30 and 40, 50, where you kind of use this, because there are actually women who gave birth at 19 to 20, 30, but who actually had serious issues that are actually the same as people who gave birth at their late age. So it was pointless. So I was like, you know what, I need to make a video about age restriction, because honestly it's something that a lot of people, you find them bothering about the fact that they had to go to college at 35, they had to go to college at 40, they had to buy a house. Some of them, they believe that because they are actually 40 they won't get married anymore, they won't have kids anymore, they won't do anything. I think it's weird. Unless the age restriction that you give yourself. So you probably said at the age of 35 I'm not willing to start a family. At the age of 35, probably you, because when it's come to money, you don't never know. You know, money is something that is energy that you never know. Whether at 65 you will still have it, because life happens. Life happens. So financially, it's not something that is. It's not some. When it comes to money, yes, you can make a lot of mistake. You can also make a lot of effort, investment to invest in the right way, doing it right and whatsoever. So I'm not like, I don't like putting people into the fact that you judge them according to your financial status, because money is something weird. 1 minute you have it, the next thing you don't have it. The 1 minute it just goes from up down. It constantly, it's a, you flow with whatever, because money is energy. As I said, it comes at whatever, and it's as I said, it's energy. So it's not something that you can measure any kind of, it's not something that you can measure in terms of age restriction. So you never know when your money is gonna come up, when your money is gonna come. But of course it depends on our own choices, but I can't control the how it's gonna come up, the outcome. You can control your choices towards your money, but you can't make control the outcome and how the future is gonna be. But your choices that you are making right now is the only thing that's gonna determine whether you are actually willing to improve your financial status. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, when I'm talking about age restriction, it's just something that people created, society, because society is us. It's our mentality, it's our stupid mentality, it's our mentality that we need to outgrow. So the all of that. So I'm kind of testing. So I was talking about age restriction. Ngiphizi uba why? Le phandle. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So I was actually talking about age restriction, and I said age restriction is something that we need to outgrow. It's part of the toxic cycle. It's part of us growing through it. It's part of us choosing to break free from the glass. It's more like a breaking free from a glass ceiling. Not everyone have a okay, we're all capable of doing it, but not everyone is willing to do the inner work. Not everyone is willing to do shadow work. Ngicela uhambe, ngisasebhizi. So not everyone is willing to do the inner work, not everyone is willing to do the shadow work. So yes, that's why you find a lot of people trying to restrict others. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's teaching us to not to depend on other people in terms of what do we want. So because you're not gonna build anything, you're not gonna have the confidence that you want if you constantly codependent on other people's validation, constantly wanting to be validated, constantly wanting people to be on your business in terms of, I need to go and ask this one, should I do this step or whatsoever. No, it's when people actually doing that in order to restrict you, they're projecting their age restriction, they're projecting their mentally where they're at with you when you're actually breaking free from the glass ceiling, breaking free from that mentality that you actually had and whatsoever. They are pushing us to depend on ourselves, their own inner compass, because we are all born intuitively. We are all spiritual beings. We all have abilities to listen to ourselves. We we should trust our inner guidance over anything. As much as sometimes you feel like you need emotional support from someone who actually can give advice that you actually need, but sometimes the only advice that you can ever get, it's inner advice from yourself. So age restriction is just a bullshit that you need to overcome, that a lot of people are actually confirming into it. You don't need to do that. You don't need to restrict yourself with that. You just have to break free from it. It's your responsibility to do the shadow work. It's your responsibility to do the inner work. So if you've been whether asking yourself, should I continue with applying for the degree that you want to go to? Should I start my own business? Should I go back and study singing? Should I start singing? Should I go and pursue my dreams? Oh, it's too late. I can't start exercising. Because why do you think it's too late for you to start the habit of exercise? Because we we don't know when we're gonna die. So why are you limiting yourself like that? Why are you living your life that you actually hate? Because we're all here to, it's our birthright to live the life that we want. But in order for us to get the life that we actually want, we need to break free from a lot of the version of ourselves that is not needed, including that version of yourself, the limiting belief that you actually have, the people that are around you. Because the people that you surround yourself with, the cycle that you have is a reflection what is happening within yourself. So when you meet mean bullies, mean people who actually constantly trying to break your self-esteem, trying to break you, probably you are doing that to yourself. It doesn't mean just because when I'm saying we'll meet people, the cycle that you have is a reflection of what is happening within yourself. It does not mean you are not doing the same to yourself. Probably every time you want advice from someone, it's because you're not willing to follow your inner guidance. You constantly codependently in other people's opinion about how you should live your life. So that's why you met a lot of people who actually mean, until you realize, you know what, I need to trust what is happening within me. I need to trust my inner guidance in order for me to. That's why we meet a lot of people. As much as they end up being their own haters, but sometimes haters are people who are helping us. It just depends on your mentality. Of course, it's gonna hurt initially, but those people actually helping us to realize where we are without being co-dependent on other people's opinion, people's validation. We are living our life truthfully, because honestly, if I didn't come across a lot of mean people, whether I'm talking about my exes, ex friends, ex family members, siblings, extended family that are actually my ex now. So if I didn't come across those individuals, I wouldn't be here. So they made me who I am. So that I'm talking about age restriction. Age restriction is something that it's a more like a breaking free from it. You are not limited. You can start anything at any age. You can start exercising. You can start your passion. You can start doing whatever that you actually. It doesn't have any age. You're not late. We're exactly where you need to be right now. So you're never gonna be late in a divine timing. The only time that we actually put ourselves to be like, I'm so late. Look at like you comparing yourself with others, because we are all different. We are differently. We grow differently. We don't. You rarely find people actually growing exactly as you do. That's why you find a piece of people that you can resonate with, but sometimes also resonate with other people, because we are not the same way. We are different. We are created with different pattern. We are created with the way we were created unique fuck. We are unique beings, so we are created unique differently. So our what make us different is because we are all, that's the only thing. When you love yourself, be true to yourself in whatever that you do. So age rejection is something that you should be like and then move on and find yourself. You will never go wrong by doing what is right for you. You will never go wrong by following your gut feeling. You will never go wrong by breaking free from society norms. So thank you guys.